Hi guys, Mandy the Tiny Sticky Mom here, and today I'm going to take my basement back. I am even more excited today than I was when I finished building this thing, because today I get to fill it up and get all this crap back off the floor of my basement and on the shelves where it goes. Do be sure to go check out the build video for this while you're here. There's not a whole lot of action to it, but it is nice and kind of fun to see it come together. So it's a very easy project, and I mean, you really don't need any experience whatsoever to pull it off. So if you need some shelves in your basement, garage, shed, whatever, you can do it.
I built this shelf with these specific bins in mind. I even adjusted the plans based on their dimensions so that I knew I could fit exactly what I wanted to on these shelves. We do have some oddball bins though. Not a problem, but the less uniform your bins, the more Tetris you'll need to do and the more wasted or awkward space you'll end up with. Most of this is my kids' clothing stash. I've saved some hand-me-downs and shop ahead to keep them clothed on a budget. And the way they were before was scattered all over the place and taking up a lot of space. And it was just really hard to get to anything but the bins in their closet, so it was not working out as a system. With the shelf now, I can put all the bins together and get into any one I need without the hassle. This is going to be so much better than it was before, and I'm super excited about it. Generally speaking, I'm trying to put the things that will be less frequently accessed in the less accessible spots, like up on top there or on the bottom row of the bottom shelf. Fun surprise right here, as I realized I could fit more bins on there than I had planned to, because with just a little bit of overhang, I could turn the bins the other direction. I know it kind of looks like I'm just stacking a bunch of crap in that last little corner there. I promise I'm not. Those are all things for little babies, which is not a phase we're in right now. So those items will either be used together or not at all. So storing them like that is just fine. This long cardboard box you're about to see is one of my work perks. It's a case for shipping roses to florists, and I really like them as temporary storage boxes when I have things I need to pack away, but for some reason can't get the bin that I want them to go in just yet. They're also really great for taking stuff to mom sales when you're selling things, because they have handles on the ends which make them really easy to carry, and they hold a lot of stuff. If you're friendly at all with your local florist, you can ask when they get their trucks and if they'll put a couple of those boxes aside for you. This cradle is going to need a better home. I'll likely put nails into the end of the top shelf and hang it off of the right end there.
Alright, we're almost done. I do have to fill in a couple more bins here, 4 to be exact. And those are the bins that are upstairs in my kids' closets. But there's kids sleeping in each of the rooms right now, so I'm not gonna rock that boat. I will fill those in later and give you guys kind of a short tour. But yeah, this is super great. This is stuff that was scattered all over the house and took up a ton of space on the floor of the basement. And I have part of my craft room back now, and I'm about to open up space in my kids' closets so I can put more storage in there for their things that they keep upstairs and not, their extra clothes. So this is exciting. I'm so glad. I think I am going to maybe add a few nails or something down the support post so that I can hang some more stuff. Because I do have a few things that I could hang still. And you'll notice I did, in a couple of places, sort of stack loose things on top of the bins. And in those cases, that's pretty much all like the new baby things, like my maternity clothes and newborn clothes, stuff like that. And the thing that I put with them is pieces for the cradle or our baby toys. So that's all stuff that's not going to be needed until it's all needed, So that works out.
This really is quite the transformation, not only for this part of the basement, but pretty much the whole downstairs, and even a little bit of upstairs. All in all, a very successful project.
But now there's no bins in my kids' closets. I've gotten things off of the floor and other places of the basement, which is great because the other reason I really wanted to build a shelf is we get some water up through the floor sometimes, and while we intend to fix that in a more universal way, right now I need to just protect things the best I can, and this gets things up off the floor and I don't have to worry about any weird water stuff with any of this. So, and I made the bottom a little extra high versus what the plans are to give me space to clean up if there does get water underneath the shelf. So big win.
You can see here I do have some bins that are different than the rest, and I'm going to fix that because a storage system like this will work much better if your bins are all generally uniform. And see, I do have some more space here on top of these bins, and for right now that's going to be important because these 4 right here are the kids' current clothes. So that's going to let me just pop the bin open and get what I need when it's time to swap some things back and forth for the seasons. So that's handy right now, but it gives me space to put maybe another half of one of these, keep their shoes in, which this is my kids' shoe stash that needs a little going through. In particular, I do like this bin. It's really easy to find, really cheap. I think it's $7 or $8 now. When I started buying them, they were $5 a bin at Walmart. What are you gonna do? You can see a couple of them are a little bit different. This one was an accidental buy. It's slightly taller than the rest of them. It's slightly bigger, of course. It holds a little bit more, but that was an accident. And that's okay. It's working. But the more uniform it is, the more I will be able to fit, and the better it will work. So that's the next goal for this. And now that I all have these in a consolidated place and they're all facing the same way, I'm going to go through and relabel all of these. You can see on a couple of them where I kind of labeled them. What I used to do is I would just take a wet erase marker, not dry erase because that'll rub off really easy when you're moving stuff around, or the kids get in the closet or wherever, and that's a pain, right? So I use a wet erase marker and just write the size on the side of it. And then it's easy to change when the contents of the bin change too. As you can see, like this one here is pretty much empty, has 18 months clothes. My son just grew out of those. So what's actually in the bin is 24 months clothes. So the 18 months have disappeared into a different bin. I don't know, I think it's down there. See, I need to go through and label these so I know what's in them. But I'll take the wet erase marker and just write the size that's in it, and I'll just put it all on this end so I can tell at a glance what's in a bin. I can kind of tell now because
I have an idea of what clothes I have in what sizes, or I can be like, oh, that one's 5G because it's got that weird sweater in it that Selenia really liked, that sort of thing. But having it clear on the end is going to make it a lot easier for me to find and for anybody else that might need to get something. So that way, I can send my oldest down and be like, go get that sweater you need for school. It's in your size 8 bin. And she'll know exactly where to find it. But, yeah, good stuff. I am so excited about this, just being done. You have no idea. No idea. Anyway, throw me a like if you liked this video. Hit that subscribe button to see what other cool stuff I've got coming on the channel, especially if you want to hear more about my kids' clothing stash system and how I keep 3 kids' clothes on a budget. Let me know how you keep your basement in the comments, because I could use some more help. You know, this is step 1 of a process. We moved in about a year ago, and a lot of it we kind of just threw things wherever we could get them, and we've acquired some more shelves since then, but I haven't had the full system together to a point that I'm really happy with. So if you can help me out, that would be great. Bye guys, see you next time. Boxes, and there should even be extra space at the, oh, that's okay. This is Blitz. She's gonna be helping me today. She's pretty grumpy, but she's happy to explore new things, so. Hi.